there's my phone. How's it going, everyone? Hope you guys are doing well, and it's time for another announcement. I'm going to be starting up a new podcast. It is not Griffin to Cass. That podcast has been long gone. No, we're going to be doing a new podcast. It's going to be called the Toon Car Tandem Podcast. It's going to be a new podcast, and we're going to be talking about NASCAR, and we're going to be talking about animation. But I'm not doing it alone. I'm going to be talking with Alex Gray, also known as Sonic Rules 831 on YouTube and all over the interwebs. And it's just going to be us two, and we're going to have a nice, relaxing talk, talking about anything in the NASCAR world and anything in the animation world. Whether it is different NASCAR races, NASCAR drivers, different animated shows, animated movies, the process of animation, and really anything along those lines. Now, Griff, those two things are totally different. Why the heck are we doing those two things? Well, other than the fact that I'm passionate about both, there's opportunities for creation in both. And that's what I really want to put a big focus on with this podcast is the art of creating. And I want to, through this podcast, help with creation, help you guys create and get inspired with new ideas. And plus, I'm a man of doing, not talking, despite this podcast being about talking. So, with that being said, this podcast is going to go down once a week. And it's going to be on Monday nights at 8/7 Central. And each podcast I'm going to shoot for is going to be about an hour and a half long, and it will be live streamed on Griffdog on this YouTube channel. So, we have the podcast. What is the order? So the order that we're going to do this in is we're going to start with an intro video. This intro video is going to be... You remember the Inter 2003 videos that I made back in the day, and I made little commercials, little artsy different commercials? I want to do that as the intro video. I want to make new ones, 15 to 30 seconds long, nothing too crazy, but just creatively different. And that'll kind of be the icebreaker for every episode. And so we could talk about that. And then as we get into the introduction stuff, we could talk about how we're doing, what we've been watching lately, how's life, stuff like that. Now, since this is Monday night, we will talk about the NASCAR race. We will do that. So, for example, the first podcast will be on August 3rd. The race in New Hampshire will be the day before. Me and Alex will talk about the race for a little bit. Give our thoughts on it, what stories came out of it, etc. Now, for weekends where there is no racing, we'll just have a NASCAR topic ready to go. And we will, of course, have that planned out in the future. Otherwise, we'll talk about the NASCAR race. Then after that, we're going to have a main topic. And this main topic is going to be pretty much the biggest part of the podcast. We're going to have one topic that we're going to focus hard on. And the way we're going to go about it is every other week, we're going to switch between NASCAR and animation. So 1 week we could talk about Ryan Blaney. Next week we could talk about Gravity Falls. Next week we could talk about Dover Speedway. Next week after that we could talk about, Steven Universe. Whatever the case may be, excuse me. And so we will have one kind of bigger discussion focus, and we'll do that. And then after we finish talking about whatever we talk about, whatever the main topic is, then we'll have a question and answer segment. And the way how we're going to break this down is, since it is going to be live streamed, we are going to do super chats first, and we'll go ahead and read those. And then after that, we'll go into the Discord. And so I do have a Discord. It's the link to it will be in the description below. And there we can go ahead and answer your guys' questions. I'll have a channel set up for questions, and you guys can ask anything you want. It does not have to be related to animation and or NASCAR. It can be about life in general. It can be about animals. It can be about working out. Whatever tickles your fancy. Anything that is worthy of a discussion, if you will. And then after we answer a couple of questions, we'll wrap up the podcast and we'll talk about the next week's big discussion topic. And we'll have an order set up on who is going to say what the topic is. And for the most part, it'll be a surprise, but we'll have something planned out. And so to give you guys a little bit of a heads up, the first podcast, the main topic is going to be simply why we love NASCAR. Why did me and Alex get into NASCAR in the first place, and why we're still here today. And then the second week, which will be the 10th of August, the main focus will be why animation is so important as a medium. And me and Alex can talk about what animation means to us, like why we care about it so much, and how we can see it and how we can utilize it in the future. Yeah, and so before I show you guys a room tour, which a little side note, this part I'm recording right now, I recorded this a little while ago, but the audio was messed up on it, so hey, I have to record it again. But hey, more practice, right? But anyway, so the reason why I'm doing this podcast, I need to start from the bottom again in order to really rebuild kind of like my channel and really kind of get the ground rolling. So first off, I am trying to come back. I want to try to get back into this game, and you're wondering, but Griff, I thought you were leaving. What happened to that 10-hour stream? Whatever. So much has happened since then. Biggest thing being I have my own place now. Was not expecting to get my own place so soon. And honestly, it's great. I have my own place. I'm able to speak more freely here. Yeah, and I honestly think it's a great opportunity for me to really redefine myself, I think. So that's a big thing too, is I want to focus on, well, I'm going to say one thing, but so I want to focus on this podcast. This is my number one thing, and I want to commit to it, and I want to make it the best possible. I'm going to still learn animation, and I'm still going to work on that as well, but I want to make this podcast as like quality filled as possible, if you will. And that's the thing, right? I'm going to take a page out of Eric U Steps Out of the Groove, and I'm going to do a little bit of talking here, get used to talking, using my words, even though I am more of an action guy. I want to work on talking and working on my, dialogue skills, if you will. And yeah, it is not to say that Inner 2003 is out of the question. I can try to get something done, but in regards to that thing that Corvette Racing 48 showed me, I struggled to get that in, but I'm not even worried about that right now. But anyway, like, I've struggled hard since picking up the full-time job back in 2017. I've struggled hard trying to keep it all afloat, and I've crashed. And mentally, I'm still not there, honestly. And that's why I feel like it's so important to focus on one thing at a time. If I wanted to, I could not even just do this, and I could just focus on the animation. But I also do want to keep the communication going because I really don't have many people to talk to now since I'm a full-fledged adult. So yeah, that's why I'm doing this, and I hope you guys can stick around. I know it's not the Inner 2003 stuff that you used to watch, and I apologize that it's not for that, but I promise you guys, like, I'm a creator, and I'm excited to create things again. So spread the word, share this, let other people know about this podcast, hit the like button, smash that subscribe button, make sure you get notified whenever the podcast does pop up, and and we'll go from there. So thank you guys again for watching, and now we're going to go ahead and we're going to do the studio tour right now. Alright, so I am on the phone now, and this is my point of view, and so this is what I was looking at here. So let's take a look at everything here and see what I got. So starting off here, I got this 27-inch monitor here. It's going to be useful mostly for animation. Here, let's go ahead and let's bring up. So I use Toon Boom Harmony. That's the program I use for animation here. So here, I'll just pop this up here, and hopefully it all pops up. So let's go to let's just do circle practice just to show you guys. And then while that loads up here, the microphone I have here is a Samsung G-Track Pro. Can I zoom out? Ugh, probably not. Let's go there. So that's a Samsung G-Track Pro. So here's Toon Boom, how it looks here. The pen I use is right here. So I go ahead right there. And so I go ahead and I mark down, and then it goes up, and oh, should probably put it on pen mode. Oh, let's go ahead and down here, please. Yes. So right there, and then you see right there. And so that's how that goes. Can I undo that? Yes, cool. Now, recently, I also got a Surface Pen here. So if I want to, I can go over here, and I can go ahead and I can press on the screen here. And let's see, and I can do some stuff over here too if I want to. All right. And then, so the glove right here, that is kind of what I use so that I don't have the friction on the tablet. Got the keyboard here, and then there's me right over there. God, that's so weird. All right, then I got a couple of lights here for kind of the ambiance and background. Water bottle there, mouse here. And as you can see, it is a stand-up desk. I got the desk from FlexiSpot, which is right, the logo is right down there. So FlexiSpot is the stand-up desk, and it's kind of more like an extender. I highly recommend it. So you got a clock there, got the calendar there, so to make sure I stay on task. This is the chair that I use to sit in, and that's if I sit. Let's go over here. So I got a mirror, and you're wondering, Griff, why do I have a mirror? Well, drawing. And drawing references. So like, for example, if I want to go like this and like have the hand right there, I could like draw and be like, how big is the hand compared to the head? That is something that I personally find interesting, that I know that not a lot of people really don't. Then this display shelf here, you got the Gravity Falls poster. The little story behind this poster is there is a collector set that was released by, I'm totally going to blank on this. I forgot what it's called, but point is there was a Gravity Falls Collector's Edition Blu-ray that I got, and this poster came with, and I decided to frame this on the wooden frame. And I really like this poster a lot. So as we continue through the posters, I got Steven Universe here, and when we get into the podcast episode about Steven Universe, I can explain how pretty much this show kind of helped me get through my little brother's passing. And then I got OKKO, which is such a hidden gem. Like, I am so happy I watched the show. It's so campy, but I also enjoy it a lot as well. Then on top here, you got the clock. It is 8:44 my time right now. I just recently got these two cars from Menards. It's, I know I probably should not have bought these, but honestly, this car is definitely one of my favorite designs ever. And the 21 is just a nice compliment as well. Then up here, we got Todoroki from My Hero Academia, as well as Midoriya and Uraka. I do not have Bakugo yet. I don't know if I will get him or not, but we'll see. Then here I got a little motivational calendar, and so that's the motivational quote for today when I'm recording it. So if you want to take a look at that. Then there's this, and it's just a little plaque that has me and my brothers. And then there's Tate right there. And then my other brother is my older brother right here. And then my youngest brother is right there. And we are the boys. Then I have not posted this yet on social media yet as I recorded this, but these are my most recent 164s that I got. Corey LaJoy, Bowman, Moffat's 164 scale. I hope to get a 124 scaled autograph here the next week or so. And then Ross Chastain's Advent Health car, which I'm so happy they did make this car. Further down, I got this little NASCAR display here. I might go ahead and play around with this more, but I also like this because I got a couple of LED lights here and here. So I have the Dale Jr. book here, Racing to the Finish. Then you got the boxes for the 124 scales of Sadler and Hornaday. And then the cars I have on display are Hornaday's 2000 car, Dale Jr.'s 2000 rookie car, Elliott Sadler's 2003 car, Dale Jr.'s 2008 car, Ryan Blaney's 2018 car, and this is specifically his Gatorade Dual win car. And then the Haley Deegan custom diecast, which, if you guys are curious, this was the car that won the 2018 Summer Showdown, and Danny B, ACS Racing Network, Napa Fan, Caleb Hoffman, and a few others pitched in to get this custom car for me, and I am truly grateful for them. And if you see the black markings, Haley Deegan did autograph this car. A little farther below, I got some books. And these are kind of a mix of art books and kind of some chapter books here. I got the art book of Over the Garden Wall, Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. I got the Animator Survival Kit, Dragon Ball art book. And then I have kind of like how to draw people, perspectives, a couple of anime books, which I kind of go off of, but not too much. Steven Universe, Art and Origins, Gravity Falls Journal 3. And I got a few more here for you guys just to take a look at. And then farther down, I have all of the Calvin and Hobbes comic books, a couple of books here, including a Photoshop tutorial book for Photoshop CS5. It's kind of the textbook that you would have like in class. And then I do have the Five Nights at Freddy's books, and that one's missing because it is right. Actually, you can barely see it. It's right there. So that's where that is. And then the last area I will show you guys is this little corner here, which you probably will not see much in the podcast, but I have this anyway. And that is this like whiteboard here. And this is kind of like an ideas whiteboard, just to kind of help me like with drawing practice and kind of like getting like an idea and groove down. I'm not necessarily going to share this much, but I might as well share it you guys now. And is it perfect? Absolutely not. But it's one of those things where repetition makes a big difference. And then I have a little to-do list. And then finally, My Hero Academia poster is hidden back here in the corner. And of course, I like it a lot. So yeah, and I think that is it. Yeah, so I believe that should do it. Let's point this at me here, just out of curiosity here. Oh, that's weird. Okay, so I guess this can work. So that'll do it here. Yeah, I think that should do it. If you guys, again, have any questions or concerns, let me know in the comment section down below. Otherwise, I will see you guys on Monday night. So until then, this is Griffin Spear, aka Griff Dog, saying so long. Until next time.